Greetings everyone, welcome in MechWarrior Online. Why we are meeting here today? Well, because it's January free mech event and today we have a Hunchback IIC A variant to be precise and bunch of additional stuff. All the details go to this webpage, to your event page if you want, and check it out. You have a full mount to do this. Very easy stuff, nothing to really be worried about it. You will do this simply by playing the game. And if you are thinking like, oh my lord, 80,000 damage with missiles, ballistic or energy, yeah, remember, full mount. You will do it easily. No, for it to be Australian, you would need to at least add another word to it.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm not adding those. I'm not adding those words on this channel.
Looks like they're all below.
UAV above Sean.
You know, like looks like they're all below me.
Yep,
I have the high ground.
Five here.
Yeah, I have the high ground.
Just getting those guys on the douchebag spot.
Okay, that was slightly premature.
I'm striking that.
Oh, my back is totally open to this spire and nobody shot me yet. Oh shit, oh shit. Guys, move forward.
You know what, I'm kind of okay that my voice isn't going on the stream.
Yeah, same.
They can hear you.
Oh.
Well, that's that.
So, so if we kill these guys down low, and we're going to end up with a couple of assaults
Little's dead.
douchebag spire, that aren't going to hit
Yup,
anybody.
yup, I don't want to get hit in the back anymore.
Yeah, all
Oh
your voices are
my
on.
lord.
Anybody who says anything can hear.
Uh-oh, I landed on someone. That prolonged my jump.
Bravo, left torso. Keep punching.
Juliet, CT, come on, somebody. They're going to say.
They're trying. This poor blast, he's like looking around like, where are we getting shot from?
Shh.
My previous position was better for jump sniping, but my back was exposed.
They're pushing.
I don't know why I have
They are pushing left side push.
Yes, they're pushing.
Dire Wolf, Untouched City.
Yeah.
I can't hear you guys on Discord. That's where I'm confused.
Okay.
They can hear you.
I'm gonna drop. Never mind.
It's 8-1, let's push and finish.
They just cascaded quickly right there.
Oh man, I'm gonna.
Why are you guys so hurt?
Crap.
Like, why are you guys so hurt? Like,
It's a
I'm looking at
multiverse.
99%.
Booing here.
Too much talking!
F7?
Clear comm.
That was a nice shot actually.
Oh my. There's okay. Ghost snipers. Fox
I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die.
There's Invictus.
Yep.
An Echo 5 with a Gauss Pepsi. Corsa.
There's two of them there.
So Invictus has just been camping like a little baby.
Is the guy still on douchebag like hill? Or
Yeah,
not?
I think
No, he's
there
not.
is.
They dropped some Fox.
He dropped, okay.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, he dropped.
Oh,
It's
he's
I
here.
hope I can do some damage and actually like not get rotated.
Okay.
It is a little crazy.
I knew it was Invictus.
Alright, girls,
Like
huh?
Red Marauder, always. Man.
Oh, it's a butter boy.
Yeah, they were up there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Corsairs. These Corsair maybe
Look at these
even
peasants.
excel? Yeah, probably not, but oof, okay.
How you been?
That was on purpose. It was worth it, totally.
I've been doing good. Still trying to figure out how I.
But just don't kill itself. This mech is just too fragile for that.
Can you hear me?
Sorry everyone for this chat. I'm on Discord with like 6 people and they were all talking at once, so...
And go to your properties, compatibility...
I say good enough for government work.
Hey,
Damn it.
Alright, you just saw me playing Hunchback IIC A variant. It was quite okay game in my opinion. Now let's dive into the details. What is the claim to fame for this mech? Well, first of all, obviously, very high mounts. Those are in your torsos, and those two are in your city. So everything you can mount will be very high mounted. Whatever you will see, you will be able to shoot. No matter if you are operating on the hill or you jump sniping, you don't need to expose much of your mech. So that's very good. Now, the second claim to fame is definitely number of those energy hard points, 8. That is actually a lot, and you can make a lot of builds thanks to that. Another thing going on for this mech is jump jets. You can mount a lot of jump jets on this mech. It's a very good pop tat. What kind of quirks we do have here? Well, not much. Structure for city, left torso, right torso. It's worth to mention that this is kinda okay mech in terms of agility, not as agile as, for example, Stormcrow, which is very nimble mech for its size, but it's on par with Vapor Eagle and Huntsman, and main competitors of this Hunchback these days are Huntsman and Vapor Eagle. Vapor Eagle actually would, and Huntsman probably, those two mechs would probably never acknowledge Old Man Hunchback being competitive in any way, shape or form to them, but yeah, this mech is taking the same niche as Vapor Eagle and Huntsman. What are the downsides? You have everything in your torsos, and those torsos are huge. It is very easy to destroy the torso on this mech, and everyone and their mother will try to do just that. So that's the downside. Try to expose as little as you can. It should be very easy, but in certain situation when you are just in the open, pushing whatever, the enemy will target those two, and that can end up sadly. Alright, but you are here for the builds. So this one is the one I just used. Perfectly viable builds without any skills. This is 550 meters of optimal range and 4 ER mediums lasers, 400 meters of optimal range. Duration is similar enough, 1.15 for ER mediums and 1 second for large pulse lasers. This is nicely synchronized weapon, and thanks to 4 jump jets you can jump snipe, or you can use the heals thanks to the great profile of this mech. Plan engine 245, it's propelling this one to 79 km per hour. All this alpha, 52 points of alpha, is it's manageable, I would say. Even without skill is manageable, thanks to 16 heatsinks. But you can make one additional change. I run this one with AMS, which is not a bad idea in this event, when the people seeing 8000 missile damage required will just go for LAMs, which is weird in my opinion. You should go MERMs or better SRMs, ATMs even. But hey, you do you. You can throw this out and put additional heatsink. You can even, that's nothing bad, downgrade the engine even more, you are still fast, put another heatsink. That build for some people will be even more viable. You can upgrade, armor your arm again. Or you can downgrade the armor here, here and here and put another heatsinks. I wouldn't do that, this mech is not so tough, but you do you. But what if you want massive alpha? 52 points are not that impressive. Well, they are impressive on medium mech, but on today's battlefield you can achieve more. Why not? 62 points thanks to heavy large laser technology. We just swapped our 2 large pulls for 2 heavy large lasers. More alpha. obviously a duration 1.45 instead of 1. You will stare at your enemy way longer than previously, and that can be dangerous for you. Why? Well, this is fragile mech. You don't want to stare at your enemy for long. But hey, you wanted bigger alpha. But what if you want even bigger alpha? Worry not, we have something in store for you. We just swap one heatsink and targeting computer 1 for 2 additional ER medium lasers. It's not 52, it's not 62, it's suddenly 75 points of alpha. Well, now we went into bonkers territory. 75 points is something that assault mech cannot ignore. And you're still small medium. So yeah, 18 double heatsinks are keeping this one in relative check. You can alpha this, worry not. You will not feel your hit bar even without skills. You may actually feel your hit bar. Wouldn't try that, but with proper skill tree you will be able to fire this quite easily. You still have a jump jets for some additional pop tarting if you want to try that with heavy large lasers. If you want, you can even slightly improve this one, change this one. Take out 2 jump jets. This mech is jumpy enough with 2. You can just still use the jump jets to propel yourself in the air and pop that quite easily with this one. So slightly bigger engine, and you can unarmor this arm completely. Take some armor from, well, you don't need to take armor from anywhere else, and put additional heatsink in there. Why not? You can do that. But what if massive alpha that is hard to control is just not your thing? What if you want something more precise? Well, worry not. 3 large pulse lasers. Without any skills, this is still 550 meters of optimal range. You can alpha this one, no problem. So all this 39 damage, which is nothing to sneeze about, will go into one component. This is way more useful in fighting other mediums, allies, and you still have range. You still have 2 jump jets, so you can use this quite easily to propel yourself in the air. If you really want, you can even downgrade the engine, why not? Let's make something like that. Yeah, let's add additional heatsink, armor this one. We still have tonnage for this. Why not? You can do that, you're still fast. But what if you just don't care about sanity and you want precise firepower? Sure, why not? Why stop at 3 large pulse lasers? Massive weapon as it is, on tiny chassis of 50-ton medium mech. You can have more, you can have 4, why not? We just downgraded the engine, we keep 2 jump jets, we still have 13 heatsinks. We are not fast as previously, we are not fast in many stretch of imagination. This is inner sphere heavy speed, but all these 52 points of alpha, while alpha, I will shoot this one left and right, but still it's 0.8, it's a 1 second of duration without any skills. So this will land wherever you will point your crosshair. Very fun build to play. Not very practical, but if you want large pulse lasers in massive quantity, you don't need to go to heavy territory or assault territory. You can stay as medium. But let's just say medium range is not what you are searching for. You want long range. Well, okay, we can transition into that. Here you have 2 ER large lasers. Without any skills, you have more than 800 meters of optimal range. That's massive range, and with the skills you will get close to 1000 meters. Remember, the more range you have as a baseline, the better skills, the better skill nodes are for you, because they are percentage based in this case. So 2 ER large lasers and 6 ER medium lasers as a backup of sort. 61 alpha with quite a lot of hit sinks, 21 in total, and 2 jump jets for some jump sniping shenanigans. Targeting computer 1 as a cherry on top. Here you have your long range mech. Not convinced yet. Okay, fine, tough customer. Now you have 4 large lasers. Now this is fully long range mech. 44 alpha, but personally I would fire this in salvos 1 and 2, just to avoid ghost hit and maintain DPS as it is, because this is not a DPS mech. 19 double hit sinks will keep you cool. 2 jump jets to take to go into places you wouldn't be able to go without jump jets, or it would take very long. And additional targeting computer 1, mostly for beam range boost. 5% is nothing to sneeze about. But what if you want peeps? You don't like ER large lasers, they have a long duration, enemy is shooting you back, it's not fun. Fine, you can still utilize very high mounts of this mech and jump jet capabilities. ER peeps. Particle projectile cannon. 800 meters of optimal range, so the same as large laser, but no duration. As a backup weapon, if something really nasty would push you, you have 6 small lasers. 19 double hit sinks are keeping this one relatively cool, and you still have a big engine, and you are still doing 89 kilometers per hour. Using only ER peeps, you will be able to shoot almost constantly, to be honest. Maybe sometimes you will miss a jump or 2 just to cool off, but if you are using heal, utilizing high mounts, you can fire constantly with this one. But what if you really want range? You don't want any filthy backups, because you will be really far away from your enemies. Maybe even doing some comp stuff, who knows. Well, okay, fine. 2 ER peeps, but without any small lasers. You just installed huge targeting computer 4, which is really important here. Your projectile speed is 20% faster now than it was previously. Without this computer, projectile speed of PPCs is 1500 meters, which is not slow, but with PPC bolts as any projectiles, you want as much projectile speed as possible, because it is much easier to hit your enemy if projectile or PPC bolt, which is also projectile I guess, is traveling faster. You can even change some things here. I think let's put this one here and here. Let's downgrade the engine and let's put bigger targeting computer there. Why not? Who's gonna stop us? Like this. With this mech you don't need to be particularly fast, and even with this engine you are doing 73 kilometers per hour. That's still fast. So let's armor up this arm, because we don't want to lose those hit sinks, and we still have some tonnage. Let's go up again. No, too heavy. You can play with the tonnage to achieve whatever you want, really. Still too heavy. Well, Fine then, let's stay like this one. Now you have a really huge targeting computer and your projectile speed is 35% suddenly. But what if you don't need massive boost on the range, but you need more firepower? Well, we can go into Vapor Eagle territory, why not? 3 ER PPCs with 19 heatsinks. You are still kinda fast, 76 kilometers per hour is nothing to sneeze about. You still have a jump jets, but in my opinion 2 will be enough. You can keep for free, that's not a problem, but I think that will be better. And now you have quite a more firepower than previously. And this is still, well, this is not anymore cool running mech, but your alpha is way better. You can fire, you can fall down and wait for your mech to cool off, and then propel yourself into the air again to annoy your enemies. But let's just say you don't want any long range. Even medium range is really not for you. You want to be in the face of your enemies. Well, sure, why not? This mech can provide 7 medium pulse lasers, 49 points of alpha, which doesn't sound much. We had builds that are capable of doing 75 previously. But this one, even without skills, have some advantage over the previous ones. Duration 1.8 without skills, that's quite nice for clan standards. You can pump all the damage you want into the component of your choosing quite easily. Range is obviously short, but hey, that's what you wanted, to be in the face of your enemy. So very short duration, quite nice alpha, thanks to 19 heatsinks, quite manageable in heat department. What's not to like? Oh, and a lot of jump jets, 4 of them in total, so you don't need to rely on high mounts of your mech. You can also propel yourself in the air. You can even, if you want, why not, downgrade the engine, you are still not slow, and put additional heatsink here. Why not? If you terribly want, you can even throw 2 jump jets and put yet another heatsink. That will help you in the brawl. Remember, in the brawl, massive alpha is nice only if you can repeat this alpha in 1 or 2 seconds. Well, as soon as your weapon cycles. It is not good, at least in the brawl, it is not good to have massive alpha that you can do only once. Alright, and now quick skill tree. Skill tree will be kinda similar for all the builds because they are all energy based. Obviously for PPC you want velocity, for and you don't care about laser duration. For laser vomit builds it's just the opposite. Velocity is completely useless, but laser duration is important. For short range builds, range skill nodes will be less value because it's percentage based, so 1% from 270 meters is worth way less than 1% from 800 meters of a large laser. But most important thing for energy boats, all mechs really, but energy boats for sure, is hitting capability of hitting your enemy more than he can hit you, and for that you need cooling. There are 2 ways to cool your mechs, 2 trees to cool your mech. Firepower tree with its heat generation nodes, and operation tree with heat containment and cool run nodes. Which one is better? Obviously it's best to have them both at once, but skill tree is art of compromise. You have only 91 points, and sometimes you will not have enough points to take everything you want to take, so you will need to compromise. So let's see. Let's do a little experiment. Okay, we are completely unskilled. What kind of hit we can expect in this build without any skills, and how long it will take us to fully cool off? 65%. Fine. And we will be completely cool in 11 seconds. Fine. What does it mean in practical terms? Well, it means how much damage you can do in half a minute of time, let's just say. Full minute, whatever. So let's test how many full alphas we will be able to squeeze in half a minute of time with this particular build without any skills, and then we will compare it to skill tree. That's one. We need to wait for the mech to cool off. That's second. Yes. And that was third. We will be able to squeeze 4 quite easily, I think. Yeah, that was 4, and that's enough. We cannot do anything. 4 full alphas. We just equipped full firepower tree as far as hit generation nodes go. 60%. And how fast we will cool off? $30 seconds. Sorry, 10 seconds. So we just shaved 5% and 1 second of cooling. 1 second of cooling. Was it worth it? We just put a lot of skill points into firepower tree, but what actually all those skill points gave you in practical terms? Well, let's see. Previously we were able to fire 4 full alphas into our imagined enemy. We probably completely destroy him in full alphas, but 4 alphas are not enough sometimes. Quite often with this build 4 alphas would not be enough. This game is about doing damage. So how much damage we can do with all those skill points we just invested? Let's see if we can improve. That's first alpha. That's second alpha. Okay, now we need to cool off. That was third alpha. We are halfway our time. That was fourth. Can we make 5? We cannot. But we can fire our ER medium lasers. We couldn't do that previously, really. So we just added around 20 damage in total. Is that a lot? Well, sometimes it can make a difference between life and death. And remember, the game is not lasting 30 seconds. This will multiply. So we are not able to squeeze full alpha in half a minute, but we will certainly be able to do it with a full minute, with entire minute, and that was only firepower tree. Alright, now we have full operation tree equipped, everything in there. So let's check how much heat we will produce and how fast we will cool off with only operation tree. 59%, and we are completely cool off in around 9 seconds. So it is slightly better than full firepower tree. Slightly better. Let's see if we can squeeze more than 4 alphas into, let's just say, our helpful Atlas here. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Remember, this is dummy Atlas, it have less armor in the front, more in the back. 4 alpha, we will not be able to make another alpha, but EL large, EL mediums without any problems. So, similar result to full firepower tree. Slightly better. We shaved off 1 second, and well, it didn't give us much on this run, but remember, your games will take more than half a minute. And what if we combine those two trees? Okay, now we have a full operation and full firepower tree. Let's see. 54%. Way less, and we are cool in 9 seconds, around 9 seconds. Alrighty then. Let's see if we can squeeze 5 alphas this time in half a minute of time. Let's use our helpful Atlas for that purpose. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Oh, I'm an explosion. Yup. That's 4. And I'm not sure, maybe, yes. We easily squeezed 5 alphas in half a minute. So suddenly we did 52 points of damage more in this build. Half a minute. And the game itself will take way longer than half a minute. That's why cooling off your mech is so important. Okay, we firmly establish that those two trees, firepower and operation, are important for this mech. But what if you need to choose between those two? Well, operation was slightly better, for 1 second better in terms of cooling, but I would choose firepower every time, simply because heat generation nodes do not exist in void. To take heat generation nodes, you need to take a laser duration, which is very important for any laser based mech, simply because if your beam is taking shorter duration, it's easier for you to put all the damage in one component. Also the range, the more optimal and maximum range you have, the more damage you are doing. So that's important stuff. Cooldown we took only because it led us to better stuff. So this tree do not exist in void. Almost everything you will take here with heat generation nodes will be important to you. In the operation tree, you have stuff like improved gyros, speed retention, hill climb, very important stuff, very important, not for us though. Some will even say hit containment is not that important, which means only cool run nodes are important. Well, that's why if I need to choose, I will always go for firepower tree. But you don't need to choose every time. So let's just say we equipped those two trees because this is most useful for this particular mech and this particular build. We still have 30 points. So well, let's just say we want to go with our quirks. What our quirks are? Structure. Plus 12 structure in city and in side torsos. So we have 64 points of armor and 44 points of structure. That's 108, let's just say, hit points. Okay, that's full survival tree. Suddenly we have a lot more. We got 12 additional points of armor and 15 additional points of structure. That's 27. 27 additional points in CT and both side torsos. This is not laughing matter. This is massive improvement for this mech. So yes, this is quite important for medium mech. But if we take entire survival tree, we certainly do not have enough skill points to take either a full operation tree or sensor and auxiliary, and for, well, you can see this is kind of problematic. We already ran out of points, so let's just say, well, our quirks are going for structure, so let's just say we'll get rid of armor hardening. Not something I'm happy to do, but sure, let's do just that. We lost 3, if I remember, the armor points. Okay, I can live with that. 3 points of armor are not crucial. And we can go on the battlefield like that. But you do not have any radar deprivation. That's not funny with all the alarm boats around. You do not have seismic sensor. And seismic sensors, while situational, can be very, very useful. You have only 1 cool shot maybe, or you desperately need 3 UAVs, or 2 cool shots and 2 artilleries, whatever. Well, you're out of luck. You don't have a skill points for that. Skill tree is art of choosing whatever you think you want on this particular chassis, this particular build, in this particular situation. So for some of you, this will just not be good enough. Let's just say you want 2 radar deprivation and seismic sensor. You want everything here. You want 2 cool shots. You want your cool shots to be enhanced. You are very hot mech. Cool shot is actually beneficial for you. Well, you need to compromise somewhere, so let's start compromise. Let's say we don't want to touch this tree. We kinda shaved everything that we could shave here. Every point we will take out from this one will hurt us somewhere. So let's try cutting this tree. Not enough. We kinda want to keep the structure, so let's cut armor. Still not enough. Well, you need to choose. That's how. Yeah, okay. Let's do this just. Yeah, sure, like that. So you can keep your sensor tree, half of your sensor tree. You can keep your auxiliary and whatnot, but you sacrifice a lot of armor and structure to do that. Suddenly your armor is, well, we had 64, now we have 65, nothing. And we had 44 structure, now we have 50. That's in total 6 points. Then that is 1 EA medium blast more that you can take into your city. And previously we could take 5 additional EA medium blasts into the city. Well, 5 is more than 1. Let me put it that way. So you need to compromise, you need to choose. Alright. I hope you find this video entertaining. I hope you enjoyed this one. Go and play. This mech can be really fun to play. It is not as powerful as it was when we didn't have Huntsmen and Vapor Eagles, but it's still very fun mech to play. Oh, and on side note, go and watch recently posted video about skill tree made by Data. That's Data from JGX clan. The guy obviously know what he's talking about, and if you have any questions about skill tree, because I didn't go full in depth here, that's not the purpose of this video. If you have any questions still, go and watch those videos. I don't think you will have any questions after this one. I really cannot stress this enough. He made an excellent video and you should go and watch it. So, if you enjoyed this one, well, I guess click a like, comment on it. Remember, I need your comments. You are deciding in what direction this channel is going. So comment on it. And, well, subscribe to the channel. That's also important. See you later, everyone.